Let's talk about it. So I'm here with my two friends. I would not want to say them otherwise because they have been in my life for so long, and today I am, sitting here hosting a host and a designer. So it feels very odd and it's funny, but I think these two girls have reached in their careers where I think they must have dreamed about, thought about, and they're doing so well, mashallah, that whenever we meet, we like, oh, we're so excited to see each other. So I think that was the bond, the reason that I called them here, and not because they've made their marks, and they're still those humble girls that I've known from the beginning. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for that introduction, yaar. That was really nice.
Such nice words.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. अच्छा मुझे ये बताएं कि एक तो सबसे important बात कि being women, you've been a part of a career for so long. You've been doing it, fashion designer, and you've been hosting shows left, right, and center. Sophia, I've known you. I think I first met you on a hosting show.
Yeah, on the red carpet.
Yes.
How are you?
How are you?
Who are you?
So how is it? Like, what do you think? Did you actually ever think that this is the profession that you will have?
You know, to be very honest, when I was in school, I was always in awe of the mic. The mic was my best friend. I used to do a lot of hosting in school, college, university. I knew that was my calling.
Oh my God.
And I knew from day one that I'm going to get into the media.
Wow.
तो मैं actress भी बन जाती थी. You know, like taking my mom to dupatta and trying to do something filmy and stuff like that. Then I realized I don't think my dad's gonna be okay with that. He's gonna kick me out of the house. So I might as well just stick to the hosting part. So it was always inside of me.
And what about you? Designer from the beginning?
Not really, to be very honest, because I actually thought that, maybe I'll be a painter or somewhere there.
Wow.
So I started this arts thing, I think, when I was like 5 or so. So my mother used to send me, for different painting competition. I just grab all the awards, come back home, and she said, you're going to be a painter one day.
Wow.
So I thought, okay. And then my father, he really wanted me to be he wanted me to join government and do something for Pakistan. So he had this thing in mind that, she's going to do CSS and, So he was preparing me for that, and my mother was preparing me for arts. And here I was in fashion school, and then I think in the very first year I figured that, this could be because, my brother got into this business when he was very young. So he started a very small garments factory. I was, I think, around 16 at that time. I'm one of the youngest graduates of PIFT.
What,
so I
you're
graduated when I was...
Hold on,
yeah,
she's not
16? 16.
Yeah, you're like 17
The first time I met her, it was my video of Ek Tha Bacha, and she
I remember
came
that, yes.
with her grand costumes, and oh my God, I looked at the costume and I looked at her.
I was right behind the costume.
God, ये एक छोटी सी बच्ची designer है. And now, mashallah, you're doing so well.
I actually started very early. I graduated when I was 20. So when that happened, Sophia, I actually thought that, I'll take some break and then I'll think about my career. Maybe I'll just go for my further studies and all. But the first morning after my graduation, I woke up and I got a call for my first ever fashion week. So I had my label launched in less than 2 weeks after my graduation.
Wow.
So it was like a dream come true. And things from there, so it's been 8 years, so I don't know.
So this is the fantasy love that we see. Okay, ये उन्होंने जो सोचा वो उन्होंने कर लिया, जो इन्होंने सोचा वो उन्होंने कर लिया. But I'm sure there must be a lot of struggles behind all of that.
Definitely.
What was that struggle? What could you remember very clearly? Okay, this was a milestone that I crossed in my life. Something that changed a lot of things in your life.
To be very honest, Rinana, I've been really fortunate with all of that. I had one of the best people around me in the fashion industry. I was under a very good fashion umbrella who actually guided me throughout. I think with struggles, I would say when I was doing it, the only problem was there were a lot of fashion designers.
Right.
And there was a time where this industry was booming so much that every house had a fashion designer. So how to be different from that was, I think, a very big challenge. So I started taking baby steps. I thought, maybe I'm just not going to launch big and all of that. So I'll take my baby steps. I'll just make some clients, have some good platforms, along my way. So that's what I did. So I had I had my target set that, in 4 years, this is what I'm going to do in 5 years. And I am lucky enough to say that I've been able to do that. And I haven't been a target set for 10 years and it's been 8th. And we're spot on.
Wow, planner, man. How cool is that? So, ma'am, please.
So it was very interesting for me because I remember that, so when I first joined the radio station, which is FM 91, my first job was at Plaza Cinema.
Wow.
And my dad, being a typical Punjabi, he was very conservative. He's like, where are you going? I was like, Dad, so I have this premiere of this film and I have to go and cover the red carpet. Okay, I was like, it's a Plaza Cinema. आज ते तू कर देती है हाँ ते कल I don't know what he was saying in Punjabi. I was like, okay, so he's probably not happy about me going. So I was like, okay, take your mom along. So my mom, my aunt, my maid, my friends, my chacha, almost everybody went to Plaza Cinema to cover the premiere of this goddamn film. And I remember how embarrassed I was, you know, because you know how kids are.
What is this? When it was this?
This was in early 2007. This was in early 2007. That was my first job at the station, and I was extremely embarrassed. I was live on the radio, and the entire Pakistan was listening to me, and everybody was staring at me as if, you know, I had this very interesting job to do, and they didn't know what it was. So I guess I tried to convince myself first. I was like, okay, you know what? In order to convince my dad, I have to make sure that he's okay with it.
Yes.
So I don't want to be a baghi, and I don't want to tell him, okay, you know what? I don't care. I don't want to be a rebel. I don't want to tell him I don't care. I want him to be proud of me. So I gave him time, I gave myself time, and now he's very proud of me because of the kind of work that I do. Another challenge I felt was that I'm not just an RJ or a host, I also head the station at FM 91. So for me, for a girl to head men in Pakistan is not easy. It's not a cup of
It's not.
tea. It's not a piece of cake. It's not going to walk in the park, right? So you really had to make sure to tell them that, you know what, I'm kind of like your boss. You might need to listen to what I have to say and not like, you know, think of me as a girl who's just wearing a brand new kurta every day or holding a purse and having a cup of tea. That was the challenging part.
Oh, okay.
And I got into a lot of fights, a lot of arguments, but I'll just mention one thing. I did not give up.
That's brilliant.
I
think that's a very important part of our lives. I think when I listen to you, your story, I think it's very inspirational because I think hum as women, we don't look ahead. We don't plan. We don't. Mashallah, you just got married, and I saw your pictures. I was like, oh my God, you look like a small doll, looking beautiful, stunning. I think the whole experience of going through all these phases of our lives, I think हम लोग अपनी dreams भूल जाते हैं, अपने passions भूल जाते हैं. हम सोचते बचपन में हमने ये करना है, वो करना है, and we are not going in that direction. We always are, अच्छा अब बाबा ने ये कहा था, मामा ने ये कहा था, हमारी dreams ये हैं, हम कहाँ जाएंगे कहाँ. I think उसकी एक बहुत बड़ी important journey का, I think you believing in yourself, you taking charge of how you want to go ahead and think about things. Shadi, how is it going?
It's going very well. Honestly, because when I said that everything was planned, definitely this wasn't there.
Okay.
So when I was 24, my father asked me that, Zonia, because I joined factory, like you said that you started working and so I had when I was 20, I had 200 men at my factory and I was heading that.
So you can understand,
yes,
it's very challenging.
I think when you actually look like a little thing and then you're like, oh good God, so you are going to be the boss. Yeah. So those difficulties and everything, my father used to think that maybe now she's okay, fine. So I was 20, so he had no clue, okay, this is going to happen. I was 24, so he said how long would you like to take? I said, 3 more years should be okay. He never questioned anything like that. But then, this thing came up and then, I don't know, it just happened. But unfortunately, my father said yes to this thing, but he wasn't there for my shadi because he passed away. I wish that I did it thoda sa pehle so that he was a part of it because I think
we always have some
the daughters, fathers, that's the most
very
important.
Close.
But he was there in spirit.
He was.
And he will always be there in spirit.
So मुझे ये बताओ तुम्हारे phase of your life, you have been married.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people know about that.
I don't think anyone knows about that. Gee, thanks for bringing it out now, out in the open for everybody to see. Yeah.
So, what changed when that happened? How did that career shift happen and then the divorce happened? तुमने उसके बारे में कभी बात नहीं की, Sophie. How does it feel to be in that side of the life?
So, we've always been taught to be good girls in our society, that, some girls are supposed to act in a certain way, they're supposed to be a certain way. And even in some parts of our society, girls are also told that jahan pe aapki doli jayegi, wahan pe aapki arti bhi aayegi, which is a very Indian thing to say because it has...
But it's an old concept.
It's an old concept because it's also because we were a part of India and because it's a cultural norm, right? So it had a trickle-down effect. Said if you're supposed to get married anywhere, then you're supposed to also die in that household.
Was it an arranged marriage?
Well, I would say it was a love/arranged marriage. We didn't really get a lot of time to bond, but we just stepped into marriage. I would still say that my ex-husband is a very nice guy because we're very good friends. And
now?
Yes, we are.
Wow.
And we have, I think, well, we've sort of, I don't know how to put it, but I think that we've really mended our ways in a way, and we're friends, and whatever happened. I don't think we've held any grudges against each other.
And acha, so you were saying before we started the show, the support system that we have had in our lives, like your support system is not there anymore. Now, how is it dealing with work? What has changed after marriage?
I'll tell you one thing, before that, my life was all about work.
Yes.
It's there, but like I've divided it in a chunk that, that's my family. Then I have my mother that I really want to give time to, and I've actually made her a part of my business. So she's coming out with another line, which is going to be a fabulous bit. So she's joined our business. So that's another milestone that it wasn't in the plan. But I think that's the best thing that has happened.
God makes plans, man.
So before that, I used to jump onto everything that I would like. Okay, so this is a showcase. Maybe I should do it, and I would just like have a thought. Now I sit and discuss with my team that this is what I want to do. So I'm going to hand you over the 90%, so I'll just take care of the 10%. So that's what I do. If I'm available like 100%, I will just be there. So we're just talking about it, that it has to be the best team ever around you to run a business.
Yes.
To run a show, you just can't be like...
Of course, look at my team. I have a lovely team.
I was talking about this and your team was like, is that a compliment or are you being sarcastic? I was like, how to ponder on.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
It's the power of having the team and us, we bring it all together. I think having a vision is very crucial. Having an idea in your head is very important.
And timing. Timing is very important.
And I think in these times, things are possible. I think as you said, तुम्हारी अम्मा के लिए you have made it possible. I think वो तो कभी ना सोचती. So look at that. Look at that. She's been fortunate enough to have that now, and
exactly.
I think beautiful. I think guys, there's so much to talk about. I can carry on hours and hours talking to them. We'll be not stopping it. But thank you so much, guys. It's a lovely pleasure. It's so good to have you here. And
congratulations on your show. This looks great. We must mention that we love the set.
I love it, honestly. Can we do a fashion shoot here, Mandana?
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you, Meena. Thank you so much. I love it. Now we're going to take a picture. Okay, so thank you. This is a wrap for Let's Talk About It. Please do subscribe.
And don't forget to like and share.
And thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.